Decision making. I make sound decisions because I pay attention to detail. I am intentional. I am growing. I am changing. My decisions are based on observation in process and education in calibration and effort. I make decisions knowing that I am creating the building blocks of my new life. I make decisions that are best for me. Hi, this is Dr. Anita with another diamond moment. The diamonds in our lives, as we know, are created through time, heat, and pressure. But it is the lessons that we draw out of these uncomfortable moments that allow us to get a glimpse of ourselves to correct our trajectory in life. I had a wonderful comment made by one of the listeners, and they spoke about the fact on how the conversation that we had regarding fear had been beneficial, and how through looking at that, they realized that they had been procrastinating. And I thought about it because many times someone will make a comment, but other people thought the same thing, but didn't bother to post that comment or to make that contact. And so I felt that it was something that we could look at and that would be very beneficial in this journey that we are taking in the areas of challenging our limiting beliefs, looking at how we can become everything that we want to be, how to be of service to the world, how to bring the value into our lives and to be able to actually live out our destiny and purpose. And so I want us to think about that procrastination can show up in every area of our lives, whether it be spiritual, emotional, financial, social, and physical. And that in order to end procrastination, the one thing that we have to do is to take responsibility for our own decisions. I always say sometimes we don't have enough information to even ask a question. So as we're looking at the things that would hinder us or stop us from moving forward, we also have to be willing to do a little research, ask ourselves some challenging questions, and be able to look within for the guidance that we need to maneuver the new path that we're going to be on. So we've talked about, and we're continuing to look at that intuitive side of ourselves, looking inside. And we found that we're able to do that when we can quiet ourselves down, quiet our environment, and for many to meditate or to get still, or for some it's prayer, and prayer along with waiting, so that you can hear what Spirit, God, the Creator, Source, the universe is trying to show you and tell you about what you're asking for. So we want to quiet ourselves down and then to look within to find those areas that are a hindrance to us being able to move forward freely with confidence and acquire, receive, or accomplish those things that we'd like to. So I want us to look at an area and aspect of procrastination that I think is very, very common, and that is blame. We are looking at what other people do that's stopping us from accomplishing our life's goals. I always tell people to put your hand in that position where you're pointing a finger at someone. And when you do that, usually 3 fingers are pointing back at you. So the first place that we need to begin when we're looking at procrastination is to look at ourselves. As I said, the comment came up as it was related to the aspect of fear. So we understand that fear can cause us to procrastinate. Sometimes because just like if you were going to jump off of a diving board, you got to kind of work yourself up, possibly if you're not used to doing that, and then make that dive. So we have to look at ourselves first in order to determine where we are feeling challenged, where we're being blocked, in order to determine where is that stemming from. We have to be able to get the momentum that we need to move out of that place of procrastination, of fear, of blockage. And many times in order to do that, it takes just a very small amount of effort. I know you've all heard that statement that says the longest journey starts with a single step. And that's really, really true. Everything takes that very first moment when you decide that you're going to begin, that starts that momentum that is actually able to take you all the way to the finish line. But you have to be able, when you're looking at beginning that single step, make it a single step. Sometimes when we are looking at what seems to be looming in front of us, it just seems to be so big that we would never be able to accomplish it. We'd never be able to do it. We'd never be able to get what we need. But it only takes one step to begin that momentum. Sometimes we need, as I said, to research. Sometimes we just need to make a call and find out what it takes. Maybe you want to improve your life by moving, changing your physical residential location. Well, what does it take to do that? You say, well, Dr. Anita, I don't have the money. I can't. I don't even know how long I signed this lease for, how much longer I have left. I can't possibly move today. Okay, then don't move today, but you can begin to gather the information that you need in order to make that change in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, however long it will be before you can make the move. Then I hear you saying, well, I don't have the money to do it. Okay, that's fine. You may not have the money to do it today, but when you go forward and look at maybe some other areas of procrastination, like getting your finances in order, being able to go back and take a look at what you actually do have, make a budget, that you would be able to plan for that move that up until this point you've only complained about but never done anything about. So as you begin to look around and look in some areas, they have books, little booklets that you can get that have rentals in them, or that for homes that are for sale, or whatever it is that you want to accomplish in that area. And you're able to look around and find out what it would take. How much would this cost? How much do I make? How can I reevaluate my budget to be able to get those things that I want? And that's just in one area. But we must begin by getting off of a full stop and taking one step forward. When it relates to spiritual procrastination and feeling as though someone else is so much farther along than you are. How are they able to do this and you're not? Being almost jealous for what someone else has or what someone else is doing. And I've said this in other episodes as well, that sometimes you don't understand the responsibility of what that person has to go through on a day-to-day basis in order to achieve or even maintain that they have, that you seem to feel is so wonderful. And so we look at it and say, well, God did something for them. Spirit, source, the universe gave them what they want, and I'm always lacking. I'm always wanting. I would challenge you to say, reevaluate your thoughts on the way that God, source, the creator, actually works. Is God the problem, or are you the problem? Are you being told what to do, and because you haven't developed that spiritual ear, you're unable to hear the instruction on what to do? Does that person really have an inroad to God that you don't have? And my answer would be, I don't think so. But it's the way that we perceive anything in our lives that determines whether we're able to achieve it, receive it, possess it, to be it, and to experience what we are hoping for in our lives. I want you to really begin to reevaluate yourself. The time that you have in a day is the same 24 hours that everyone else has. And if someone is able to accomplish something with their 24 hours that you have not been able to do, then I want you not to blame anyone, but to simply look at yourself. If this is helpful to you, please give me a like, give me a comment. I'd love to talk more about the issues that are concerning to you. Subscribe, share the podcast or the YouTube video with someone, and continue looking out, looking within, and determining what the situation really is. Again, we're talking about procrastination. Procrastination is an area of fear, and in finding out why you are procrastinating, you can also find out what it is that you need to strengthen yourself in so that you receive everything in your life that you want to have. And I want you to remember this. The combination of theory and practical application develop an understanding which is difficult to undercut. Common sense isn't common. And that is exactly what we have to do, is to use our common sense, even on our own selves, to determine what is holding us back, what we can do to fulfill our goals, and how our procrastination, our fear, our lack of decision making is holding us back spiritually, emotionally, financially, socially, and many times physically. We're going to continue moving forward on procrastination, that area of fear that stops us, in the next few episodes. So please continue coming back. If you haven't done so, please visit my website at www.DrAnitaMc.com. That's DrAnitaMc.com. You can leave a message for me if you'd like to contact me or connect with me. You can do so on my website. Also, if you haven't, visit NoomVibe. It is a place where you can begin to work on yourself as a physical being and be able to develop better health and motivation in order to accomplish your goals in the environment of other people who are like you. And also join me on FanBase. If you've not purchased your Diamond Journey Journal, please do so. It's an excellent place to be able to do just what we're saying. Look at your challenges and plot out a way to overcome your limitations. We have affirmations, we have meditations, we have for those who are beginning to think of their spiritual lives in a different way, some terminology, and just a little bit of information on switching how you thought about things in the past to what may benefit you more in the future.